Puerto Rico has never before won a medal in World Championship action.
The vault that he's going to use here is the same as Korobczynski's second vault. Nice landing. Now that 9.6 there, that's the maximum value rating for the vault. That's not the score. We'll have to wait and see what the judges give it.
Next up on the bar is Tatiana Lysenko from the Commonwealth of Independent States, a 16-year-old, 70 pounds.
And the last time we saw her at the World Championships, it was on the uneven bars in the event finals, and she jammed her finger into the low bar and broke several of her fingers. This is a nice combination. Not incredibly difficult. Oh, that's exactly what she hurt herself on at the World Championships. Great dismount coming up. Watch this. Double front, half twist. Incredibly difficult. I can't believe she had trouble with the same part of the routine in which she broke her fingers at the World Championships. Let's see what happens. She looks like she's a...
That's not the score. We'll have to wait and see what the judges give it.
Next up on the bar is Tatiana Lysenko from the Commonwealth of Independent States, a 16-year-old, 70 pounds.
And the last time we saw her at the World Championships, it was on the uneven bars in the event finals, and she jammed her finger into the low bar and broke several of her fingers. This is a nice combination. Not incredibly difficult. Oh, that's exactly what she hurt herself on at the World Championships. Great dismount coming up. Watch this. Double front, half twist. Incredibly difficult. I can't believe she had trouble with the same part of the routine in which she broke her fingers at the World Championships. Let's see what happens. She looks like she's a little too close into the bar. Absolutely. Oh, this time she missed the bar before she jammed her fingers into the bar. This is gorgeous. Watch. Two flips. 1, 2, spots the floor with a half twist. Great dismount. Unfortunately, that middle section will cost her.
Lysenko's score, 9.775. The final results, Betty Aquino becomes only the second American woman in history to win 2 individual medals at the World Championships, adding a silver in the uneven bars to the bronze she won in the balance beam last year. South Korea's Yuok Yul defends his world title in the vault. Victor Colon ties for third, giving Puerto Rico its first medal at the World Championships. Coming up, America's Kim Zmeskel's bid to establish herself as the undisputed queen of women's gymnastics when she goes for her second gold on the balance beam. That's later in our show. Welcome back to Paris and our continuing coverage of the 1992 World Gymnastics Championships, viewed by many as a preview of the coming Olympic Games. This is the first ever championships to feature event finals exclusively, and this new format makes its debut right here on the banks of the Seine. Today we're inside the Pelé Omnisport. Coming up, the women's balance beam and the men's parallel bars alternate as these athletes vie for world titles. The undisputed star of the U.S. team is Kim Zmeskel, the 16-year-old from Houston, Texas, who exploded into international prominence at the World Championships last September when she won the world all-around title. She proved to the world that she's for real with a win in the floor exercise at this meet earlier.
Coming up is the tumbling pass that everyone waits for. Count them 3 whip backs all the way through to a double back. 1, 2, 3. Very nicely done.
I like competitions and I like winning. I guess that's pretty much me.
Now she's trying for a second gold on the balance beam.
This is an event she is always consistent on. Here's her trademark pose. You see all the cameras go off. She has an incredible ability to work under pressure. Here's her most difficult pass. 2 layout step outs. Very difficult to maintain this level of competition for a year, 2 years leading up to the Barcelona Olympics, and she's doing so well with it. Layout pike. Most important part of the routine. Here's the dismount. And she's usually exceptional on these landings. She's going to be right up there. It will be very difficult for the rest of the gymnasts. She's put a little bit of pressure on everyone. They all know they have to stick their landings. They can have no mistakes. What it will take is just a better routine in terms of level of difficulty or choreography. This really is a nice position in the handstand. Arches over. It's a reverse planche. This was one of the reasons she won the World Championships in Indianapolis last fall. She stuck almost every single landing.
A very poised performance by America's best hope for gold in Barcelona. 9.925 for routine. Very strong score. And a smile out of Kim Zmeskal. Let's go over to the parallel bars where Li Jing from China is ready to start. He's the 2-time defending champion on this apparatus, having won in 1989 and 1991.
Li Jing is one of the most complete gymnasts I've ever seen. This exercise has plenty of difficulty, but what's most important is the body line, the style, and the rhythm. Watch this sequence coming up here. This move is called a Healy twirl. He does 2 in a row and follows it up with a 1 3/4 front. Nice. Once again, notice the clean line in the handstand. Good rhythm. Here's the dismount. Great routine.
Li Jing has already won a gold by tying in the pommel horse. He's trying for his second gold here.
Let's take a look at the 1 3/4 front somersault. Watch, he catches with his upper arms. That's tough.
Judges' scores for Li Jing, 9.887. Coming up, Svetlana Bogunskaya tries to defend her world title on the beam when we return. One of the biggest names in the sport of gymnastics belongs to Svetlana Bogunskaya. She placed second in the vault here and second in the all-around at the last World Championships.
She is certainly highly respected in the world of gymnastics. I called her the queen of the beam. And the reason being, she doesn't have a high level of difficulty, but remember I said it was going to take something special. She brings to balance beam poise, elegance, and her presence is what the judges find so remarkable. 2 layout step outs. She's very confident, very secure. Watch right here on this kick. Just beautiful position. Oh no, she's covering and doing an excellent job. That takes poise. Be interesting to see what the judges do with that. It was definitely a slight little break, but she covered so extremely well. Here's her gainer layout off of 1 foot. I think even she was a little surprised. She was planning a double turn. Not sure if she's going to do it now. Here it comes. Nice. Her dismount is a double back as well. And a great landing. I tell you what, there shouldn't be any way possible to score over a 9-9 because of the slight balance break. But when you're the queen, it's hard for those judges to pick up their pencils. Front tuck mount. What's difficult about that, of course, is it's a blind landing. You can't see the balance beam. Okay, let's take a look at her gainer layout. It's off of 1 foot, and you'll see she just doesn't quite get enough rotation. Has to break her body line and then lose her balance. That should be a deduction of some significance.
Boganskaya's score, 9.75. So that leaves only one person standing between Kim Zmeskal and her second gold medal, her teammate and friend, Betty Aquino. We'll have her performance when we return. Can Betty Aquino win a silver medal on the uneven bars earlier? Now she moves over to the beam, the same event where she won a bronze medal at the last World Championships. It's her best event and a golden opportunity. Here's Kathy.
Shining performances in the last year's World Championships made 16-year-old Betty Aquino, who is the pride of her Romanian mother and Ugandan father, a household word in the U.S.
I don't think I've really done that much. You know, I competed well at the World Championships and got a lot of media attention out of that, but it's nothing to really get a big head about.
Obviously, though, somebody was impressed. Betty frequently receives fan mail from all around the world and diligently answers every one.
Well, I try, because I knew if I wrote to someone and they didn't answer, I'd be pretty mad. So I try to answer all my letters.
Betty's Romanian grandmother joined her in Houston last year while she trained with Bella Caroli, and her family remains in Chicago.
At first, they didn't want me to come at first because, you know, I was going to have to live away from home with no one, just like live with another family. And then, finally, after a lot of convincing, they let me come.
Betty spends a lot of time with teammate Kim Zmeskal. With Kim's sister Melissa, they enjoy bike riding on Sunday afternoons.
We have the same goal. We're working for the same thing. We're together all the time. I mean, when we're competing, we're competitors, we're teammates. I mean, we don't really think that, okay, here's my best friend. You know, she's another competitor.
After being sidelined with a knee injury earlier this year, Betty Aquino is back on track after lofty goals.
Right now, what I'm doing, many kids would probably like to do, to travel around the world and meet different people, which I get to do. And I'll have time after gymnastics to go out to the movies and be with my friends. But now, I mean, it's my only chance to do this.
Aquino underwent surgery in January after she tore the growth plate in her knee. So she had to have a screw inserted to hold it in place. For that reason, she chose only to compete in the uneven bars and the beam at this contest.
Betty really is the last gymnast with a real chance of beating Kim Zmeskal, having won a bronze medal at the World Championships last year and really caught the eye of the judges with her long lines. Beautiful work on this event. Here comes her most difficult pass on the beam. It's 2 layout step outs. She's been so consistent on these. Oh, no. It's very unusual seeing the mistakes we've seen so far in an event finals at a World Championships. I have to believe that the qualification procedures have led to some of this. Double turn. Their schedule has been so difficult. Sometimes they've been in the gym from early in the morning, 7 until midnight, going through the qualifying heats. And I think it's been very difficult for them to maintain their concentration and stamina. Beautiful plan. So difficult at this point when she had hopes of a medal here, and I know of a gold medal. Here's her dismount. 2 back handsprings into a double back. Oh, and a step. What a shame. She has been building up to this moment for this event for so long.